How do we modernize more than 100-year-old structures? How can we make things more comfortable, make it more convenient to train, educate, and inspire cadets to become among this nation's top leaders? And how can we do it so that historical integrity and a campus's unique heritage remain intact?
We want the best for our cadets, is what the Academy says, and they want to make sure that the facilities are modern, that they are providing a good quality of life when the cadets live there. So it's important for the cadets to have a livable space there where they're working, where they're studying, and where they're training at the Academy year-round.
They have great historic significance, but don't have a lot of the amenities that we're accustomed to, like air conditioning. And a lot of our work was involved in bringing these historic barracks back up to kind of the 21st century. Some of that included actually, electrical and mechanical infrastructure, as well as today's security concerns, and working with these historic buildings was another kind of unique aspect.
A main thing we've done in here is we've added blast proofing to windows. That's another protection issue. We've included insulation throughout the building, exterior walls, redoing the roof. Everything's all new in this barracks. We've completely gutted the interior. The end product is we have a facility that cadets can be comfortable, relaxed, and they could be more of a college atmosphere, even though they're a military force.
I think the end game or the end result would be to create a better way of life for the cadets at West Point. And with the other projects we do, military in general, they obviously sacrifice a lot, and it's good for us to feel like we're helping them by creating a better space, a better place for them to do what they do so well.
You're building a relationship, with people that you hope to be in business with for a long time. You work together because you trust each other. You know that, they know that we're here to try to service them, and we know that they trust us to take care of their building.
I would say we've earned the trust from our client just from the work ethic that we've put in towards these projects, our passion for these projects. We're here every day.
You want the client to be able to trust you because they're looking to you many times to provide them a solution to a problem.
I think our ability to bring technology to bear is a unique aspect of this.
The barrack structures were not designed for air conditioning. Typical structure today may have, 13-foot floor to floor. These buildings, it's the elevation between floors. So getting all the utilities in the ceiling is a big challenge. So BIM and Revit has really helped that coordination effort.
One of the challenges, obviously, with buildings that date so far back is they've been modified over time. So we've relied on utilizing LiDAR scanning to actually go in and scan the entire facility so we know where things are at as they are today, because the drawings are not always as accurate as you might believe, and sometimes we might have multiple sets of drawings. We now have point clouds for every barracks that we've worked on. We've done a lot of modeling. There's a lot of infrastructure that now connects these buildings.
One of the coolest tools that we've implemented for West Point and some of our other projects are the ability to visualize things in 3D and create very realistic environments to help the decision-making process.
So they have a steam tunnel. The tunnel structure itself is almost 100 years old. I found drawings dating back to 1920 of this tunnel structure, and we've finished a project where we've replaced some of that high-pressure steam piping. And one of the things we did is we used software which simulates the piping stress and strain to basically design a support system that will minimize the forces imposed on the tunnel walls to maintain the integrity of the tunnel, because the tunnel's old. There are parts of the tunnel that are deteriorating.
An older campus, obviously. This is Revolutionary War era. We're dealing with a lot of features in a building that aren't normal to modern construction.
We're able to monitor the energy consumption and usage with our mechanical systems, with chill water, with the condensate pumps. This allows us to do real-time tracking for the government. We also utilize water fountains that monitor the bottle consumption, which cuts back on the water usage.
We do have energy modeling software that models on a building level. It's primarily used for LEED certification. So all these barracks have exceeded the Corps' minimum energy saving requirements. I mean, it's a great institution, so when people work on it, they feel like they are contributing, to a mission, to a kind of almost a national mission. You do get a sense of contribution and accomplishment.
West Point is the college of all colleges for the military, and I never thought for once I'd be able to work out here. And when I first got my job coming out here, it was just shock and awe. There's a lot of history here. So it's been great.
My brother was actually a lieutenant in the Army, so having the opportunity to be able to serve those who are eventually going to serve our country means a great deal to me.
So I have a strong connection there as a student/cadet. I also, the day after graduation, was married there and had a military wedding with drawn sabers as we exited the church. We had a reception at the Officers Club right there at West Point.
Chill goes up your spine. You feel like you're walking through history, and it's kind of maintaining it throughout its history. I think that's one of the real joys of working there, that it still has maintained its kind of character. Part of the thing, I mean, aside from working with such an established institution as West Point, is working with these historic buildings and seeing how they were thinking back then, and the kind of work that they were putting into it, some of the connections between the work that we do today and the work that they were doing then. I think it's kind of really critical, and I think it's just been a personally rewarding experience.
West Point is a special place. If you have the opportunity to go there, or if you've ever been there, that you know that it's a one-of-a-kind place. It's a national treasure, a very impressive campus, and it serves a very important mission. That mission is training our young leaders to become Army officers. There's no more important mission that we have as a nation.